Hey guys, it's been a good while since I made a video, but this just popped up earlier this evening, and wanted to pass this along in case anybody else was watching it or any confusion, because it confused me and quite a few others. I'm sitting here watching the Barrett Jackson 2025 live stream from Scottsdale, and it's the first day, so the cars are more on the budget end, nothing too special. Nice cars, but whatever. Well, anyway, as I'm messing around doing other stuff, I hear them say they're getting ready to sell the Sanford and Son truck. So that piqued my interest because I'd followed that story where a car dealership, a classic car dealer in northern Ohio, Blue Line Classic, I believe, North Royalton, they bought the truck and had a little reunion with some of the cast members a few years back and whatnot, and they showed it was a 51 Ford, the one you saw in every episode. So when this one came up, they said it was Chevrolet 53. This was lot number 44, by the way, if you want to look at the docket. So I thought, well, that's kind of odd because every resource that I've looked at states that it was only one truck ever used in the show. So I was like, I don't get it. So I made a few, messages, tried to make a couple phone calls. I wasn't getting anywhere. Late in the evening, holiday anyway, so I really didn't expect to get anywhere. So I went back and looked at the photos, and as you can see in the picture here, you can't really read it, but you can see it, is the COA. So I tried to look up the COA place. Well, the phone number's dead, so didn't get anywhere there. So I Googled it. And after about half a dozen websites or so, I came across some random forum that was asking about those COAs. And they mentioned that the gentleman, I don't really want to put his name out there, but if you go to the Barrett Jackson link, if you care to, like I said, it's lot 44. You can read the COA and see who he is. But anyway, I looked him up, and he's got a business that he owns called Celebrity Car Museum, and they get like all kind of different cars. Most are original, some are just pretty well true to screen replicas, but most are original, like the Fast and Furious cars and things of that sort. So I thought, well, if this guy authenticated it and put his name on it, what's he got to say? So I took a chance and called his museum number and got one of the workers, who said he was out of town, would probably get back with me in about 10 days or so. I thought, okay. Well, out of the blue, he calls me. He was out of town. He's in Philadelphia. They're based in Missouri. But he called me and told me the whole story, that his father bought the 3 trucks that were used in the Sanford show. There was the one, the Ford everybody's familiar with, that you saw in every episode when they're driving it and the whole deal. There's some documentaries made on it. It's all over. Well, there was this Chevrolet that's here, and there was also a Mercury that was used. But they were just basically stand-in props. You never saw the whole truck. You might saw a fender or, a bumper or maybe just a little corner of something, but it never showed the whole entire thing. And Red owned them. They came from his estate when they were sold, and then they got sold out elsewhere over the years when his father, who was still living but went out of business with his thing, and all of that. So that was the confusion, that it was used, but it's not the iconic truck that everybody thinks of. So it's, I don't want to say that Barrett was being dishonest, but they didn't offer up all the information either. They only went by the COA that was there, and from talking with the guy that made the COA, they never contacted him, so they just had the COA and went with it. So, kind of a, I don't want to say underhanded, but could have been handled a little bit better in my opinion. But it is what it is, and I would assume that any diehard Sanford and Son fan would have probably known that, you know, it wasn't the most iconic one, which is at the Blue Line Classic dealership, which you can make appointments, you know, go up there, look at it, take pictures, whatever. But this one did sell for, I believe it was 23,000 and change tonight. So that was, you know, not bad anyway. And it was owned by him and all of that. So that was the story that I got. So if anybody happened to watch the auction or anything and had a little bit of confusion or looks at the docket after the fact or hears anything, that's the story, you know, and I'm just going to say as accurate as it can get, because this guy, his father, I should say, owned the truck. He helped him, you know, sell off the stuff when his father went out of business. So he said that, you know, if the records were checked far enough back to that estate sale, then, you know, his daughter was the one that sold stuff off. So that's kind of the mystery of the story. So just thought I would throw that out there with my UFO research background. You know, I'm not too afraid to make phone calls and try to figure things out. And sometimes you just accidentally stumble down a rabbit hole and you never know where it'll lead. But it was pretty neat to, you know, to watch the sale and to get the information and everything. So you never know what kind of video I'm going to put out. But if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate it if you want. But like I said, I don't produce a ton of content anymore, but you never know what could pop up. I get into a little bit of everything. So if you was a fan of the show or anything, leave a comment, you know, down below. It's always fun to kind of reminisce a little bit with others that like the show in that time period. A lot of good shows that sadly wouldn't be made today, but we can still watch them though. So good thing for reruns. But that's it, guys. So just wanted to throw that info out there, and I will catch you on the next one.